Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today is Thursday, which means it's going to be the next ESL Meisterschaft match for Tribe Gaming, and today we want to take a look at exactly this match, every single attack, and you guys will enjoy the entire match. And I will show you guys all of this. So I think without further ado, let's get into this. And we're starting off this match with AAA, actually all amateurs starting off their attack against Eve Jack. This one is going to be a Queen Charge hybrid attack, and we will see two multi-inferno towers, which makes things kind of easy to charge. So let's see if you can pull this off. You already loaded a couple of clan castle troops, one headhunter and a couple of archers, so I think what should be in there is like just the lava hound basically, because well, we got already out like one headhunter and tons of archers, so it's really likely that there is going to be another lava hound in there, or maybe two ice golems, one of those things. But now, so far everything's looking really good. The left balloon is even like getting a black mine, so that's nice for the queen charge for the later stages. And then I think later on, as soon as he's getting the town hall, he will be able to start with a hybrid. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest, why he dropped the wall break over there, because I feel like he could have tried to wall break in a bit later into the base, like at the Royal Champion maybe. But, well, he used the wall break pretty early. Now the lava hound is coming out. And he's actually getting rid of the enemy warden way earlier than the hound's coming, which means now he has the entire freedom he wants to take to get down this lava hound, which is pretty clutch because he has not to invest any more spells into that except the poison. Now the king and the siege perks coming in from the top side, and I think it would have been a little bit nicer with his wizards and the P.E.K.K.A. obviously going to the left side, but the siege perks is going to the right. But still, so far the pathing is looking pretty good. Now the queen is getting like a lot of things out of the way, and now the wall break over there would have been pretty nice, but well, the wall break was used early. Hybrid is getting into the scatter, and that's something which is really important, you guys. If you have one rage to spare, and if you want to use it for the hybrid, try to not double things up with the heal spell. Try to like place those spells behind each other, because the problem with putting a heal and a rage on top of each other, sometimes it's needed, but not all the times. For example, in this one, it was not needed because the rage is kind of boosting the troops outside of the heal spell. So what you want to do is kind of place the rage, and as soon as the troops are getting out of the rage, they're getting into the heal. That's kind of the perfect thing which you want to go for. And I think this actually might cost him the attack, because he could have had way more troops alive right now, with a couple of troops in the end dying to giant bombs and the scatter. But let's see, I think time is running short for him, because queen is alive at the bottom, dealing with tons of skeleton traps, and there's only one miner at the top side. And like I said, with a better placed heal spell, there might have been more miners alive, which could have finished up the base, because at this point, like in the last 10 seconds, he won't be finished up, or like he won't be able to finish the entire base, because there's still like this island at the top side. So yeah, pretty unfortunate with the spells, but still pretty good start for actually all amateurs. So let's see how we can answer, and actually who is going to answer for us. So next attack for Tribe Gaming is going to be Wasman. Wasman is coming into this next base, and he's going with the Queen Charge hybrid as well. But he's mixing things up. Like, he's doing the Queen Charge hybrid, but he's going for Yeti Blimp in the beginning. So what he's doing, he's starting off with his queen, sending in the Yeti Blimp. The Yeti Blimp is even taking out down 2 black mines, which is nice for the later queen charge. And then his queen is charging in. So far, which is really important to note, and a lot of people are doing wrong, no healers are placed just yet, because you need to have constant damage on your queen, otherwise the healers might switch. So as soon as this cannon is locking onto his queen, he's placing the healers. So perfectly done from Wasman. And now the hound's getting taken out, and kind of the same way as we had before. The hound's getting taken down with nearly no damage on the queen, which means only the poison is needed. That's something which is always really nice to have. So queen is now keep going, and you guys can see already on the left side the balloon and the baby dragon out of your picture, or like out of the vision of the screen. There's the baby dragon funneling already for the queen, and the goal right now is to do something which a lot of people do not really do that often, and that's kind of having the queen and the hybrid working together and pushing each other into the correct side. Because the plan right now is to wall break into the scatter compartment, which he just did, and then the next wall break, as soon as the scatter is down, is supposed to go in at the builder hut. Because if this like when this Bureau Head compartment is open, which is the Town Hall compartment, the queen has actually access to the Town Hall. But because how this compartment is structured, the queen is most likely going to the Wizard Tower, and after that, she might go through the wall, she might not. But because the hybrid is coming in and the hybrid is pushing her into the correct direction, she's actually going for the Town Hall, taking that down. And now you can see how you should actually place rages in hybrid strategies or attacks overall, which he's doing right now. Place the rage early, and now as soon as the troops are coming out of the rage again, then he's placing the heal spell. So really good spell placement and timing by Wasman, and this attack is looking completely wrecked on this base. Like, nothing is still left standing, only the single Inferno Tower at the top side. But to be honest, there's still the Royal Champion ability, there's still a free spell, so the single Inferno Tower shouldn't be any problem at all, and this attack is looking really strong. Perfect execution by Wasman, and as long as time is not an issue on this one, this should be the first triple for Tribe Gaming. So freeze onto this single Inferno Tower just to make sure that he's going down, and then the Royal Champion is finishing up this base with the miners and the queen on the right side. So nicely done by Wasman. Great attack for us to start into the war, and this is looking really good for us. So let's see what AAA is coming up with in the next attack, and let's see how we can answer, because there's still 8 more attacks to go and you don't want to miss any of that. So let's take a look at the next attack, and we have once again another Queen Charge hybrid coming in. This strategy is still crazy strong and really like popular in the competitive scene, because the reason for that, and I'm saying that pretty often, but I mean, you can't say it often enough, it's more controlled most of the time than Yeti Smash, for example, which means if you can plan the attack out, you kind of like know how it should go. So Yeti Smash is a little bit different. Most of the time it's like not that easy to control the attack. So that's why a lot of people like the hybrid a bit more than the Yeti Smash. And well, you have overall just more control, and it's really strong strategy. So that's just it. Now the queen's charging into this compartment, to the single Inferno Tower, and they're doing once again the queen charge with the siege barracks. Now the wall break, and the wall break is actually going for the scattered compartment. I'm not 100% sure if that was planned. It feels like he wanted to wall break into the other scattered compartment to make sure that he's access to the eagle. I'm not sure. Either way, he took down the second scatter, which is nice for him, and now we can get started with the hybrid. One thing which I don't like is the placement of the king and the siege barracks, because I feel like it's completely wasted. Or not wasted, but not used to the full potential, because he could have just used the king and the siege barracks from the top side, and that would have made the pathing for the hybrid so much better, so much better. But since the queen just died at the bottom against the enemy enemy headhunters, and that's something which you always need to have an eye on if you're doing those queen charges. You always need to be careful and need to watch for those enemy headhunters. They can kill your queen so easily, even in her ability, especially if there are other defenses next to the headhunters. And that's exactly what happened on this attack. And with this happening, kind of queen going down without being able to use her ability, this attack is doomed, and this attack won't get any further. I mean, he will get a couple more percentage, but this won't be a triple in the end. This is kind of the important thing for us as the defending team. So let's see what exactly he's doing. He's using, or like having still the cleanup troops at the bottom side. King ability is getting used at the top side to make sure that he's getting rid of this Inferno Tower compartment. But that's basically, it's like 75%, something like that is going to be the finish line for this attacker. And once again, so far we had a 3 out of 3 attacks with Queen Charge Hybrid. And well, so far the Yeti Blimp version did better. But to be honest, overall, Queen Charge Hybrid, it's a little bit weaker than before the update, especially if you have those max cannons and wizard towers. So to be honest, you can see that quite a bit in a lot of Queen Charge Hybrid attacks, that the strategy got hit by the defensive buffs pretty hard, to be honest. But it's still just in such a strong attack overall, and this is why EveCheck is going in with that exact same strategy. He's going with the Yeti Blimp as well. They have really not, like the AAA guys had really nice compartments to play Yeti Blimps in, so that's why we decided kind of like, let's go for more Yeti Blimps. And EveCheck is doing kind of the same mistake as the earlier attacker did, and he's dropping the poison too late. Like whenever you see a Headhunter coming out, and if there's not a witch in behind, you always want to deploy the poison first, because Yes, you might have, if there's Lava Hound in there, you might have the Lava Pups without the poison, and you need to add it like a minion or something like that. But it's always better than using the Queen ability. And on this one, he had even to use the Freeze and the Queen ability. So this is not a great start into the attack, but let's see if EveCheck is able to save this attack somehow. So, except this small misplay with the Freeze and the Queen ability, everything so far is looking great for him. The Queen should go inside, and then he can do the next wall break into the scatter compartment to make sure that his Queen has actually access to the enemy Townhall. So far, like I said, the attack is looking great for him. The only thing which he needs to do now, start off with the hybrid, because otherwise the Sing Inferno Tower will completely melt his Queen down, which is never a good thing to happen. And now he's getting started with the hybrid. So far, so good. Let's see if he can come back from this early misplay with the poison. The next bad thing which is happening to him, where I don't know, I don't think he had that much impact on it, is the king running into the base. Now he's going back onto the outside, freezing the queen and the enemy Townhall together, which is nicely done over there. Townhall's going down. Hybrid troops are getting to the back end, and there's so freaking much damage. Like Bomb Tower, Wizard Tower, Scatter Shot, so much splash damage in this area of the base. So it's really hard to even get through with all of the heal spells. But still, he somehow managed to get through with a couple of spells and troops left. And this is going to be 1 versus 1 against the Scatter Shot. Queen against Scatter, who is win? And the queen is coming out on top. That was crazy. That was super clutch. So now the queen can keep helping with the cleanup, because at this point you can see it. The time is running short on this one. So hybrid troops are getting onto the outside. He needs to save the Royal Champion ability to get rid of the Tesla and the back end Archer Tower. With this going down, he can then place the last remaining Wizard over there. That's what he did. Nicely placed the Wizard Tower, and now the troops try to get around the last remaining buildings to get this triple somehow. The last seconds will decide if this is going to be a triple or a time fell, and the Royal Champion is hitting, and this is another triple for Tribal Gaming. So nicely done to EveCheck. And I think we should get to the next attacker of AAA and see what they can pull off, and if they can somehow get this comeback. On this one, we have a Super Witch attack. Let's go. Super Witch attacks are always great to watch. The only thing which you have to look out for is the time overall when you're doing the Warden Walk. Like, a lot of people try to combine the Super Witches with the Warden Walk, which is pretty strong, but the only downside of this is a Super Witch attack needs normally a lot of more time than, for example, Yeti Smash attack. Yeti Smash is pretty quick, so you can like invest normally up to 1 minute for the Warden Walk in general. On the Super Witch attack, you normally need to be way quicker, like maybe 30 seconds, that's normally your time window. So you need to be way quicker on this one. And yeah, let's just see if you can get this in time. So Super Witches are getting placed in a second as well. He has a Headhunter with him as well to make sure that he's getting down the enemy king. And guys, the Headhunter was such a great addition to Clash of Clans. It's such a strategic troop which you can use in so many different possible ways, like with Lalo, with Hawk Riders, for funneling like this guy did on the outside. So there's so many different possibilities. I'm a huge fan of the Headhunter and really like that it got added to the game. So that's really nice. And now we're getting started with the Super Witches. All of the Larrys are like, they're not Larrys anymore. They're now the big skeletons getting into the base. Now the first jump spell. But to make sure that troops are actually taking this jump spell, he needs to make sure that the funnel at the bottom side is set up. So the king is beating through the storage. This should be enough to make sure that the troops are getting forced inside. And now the Royal Champion with the Hawk Riders are coming in. And this is looking really good for him. Tornado Trap into the core. But still, the Warden ability is active, which means he isn't losing anything. And one more thing, guys, what do you think? I personally think the poison spell in the Witch attack is pretty useless. Let me guys know what you think. But I feel like if there's a Lava Hound in there, where you have Super Witches which would just melt through the Lava Hound like nothing. And if there's like something small in there, like the Witches, well, you have your skeletons which are tanking, and you have your Witches which are doing splash damage. So I feel like another freeze might be more effective, or like a zap or whatever, but I feel like a poison is pretty wasted. But at this point, it's looking really good for him. Couple of seconds left, but there's so many troops alive. I think every single witch survived this entire attack. So crazy attack by Professor. And well, guys, this is the first triple attack for AAA. So nicely done to them. And let's see if we can answer and make this attack, or like make this war once again in our favor. I mean, we're 2 out of 2. Those guys are 1 out of 2 with 195% time fair. So looking pretty even. Let's see if I can get this back in our favor. And I'm going with Queen Charge Hybrid as well, but I'm having this small touch in this, which is going to be the Zap spell, which is right now my favorite attack strategy. I use this as well in the Clan War Leagues. I will do a video about that really soon. I think tomorrow is going to be the video on our Clan War League season. And guys, this strategy is so strong because it's so underrated and people are not using it. So that's the nice thing about that. And now you guys might wonder, you zap 2 expos and a scatter, is that actually worth it? The simple answer is yes. And I will explain why exactly it's worth it. So first off, you're taking damage off your queen. Obviously you could say, well, you're investing tons of spells, so you could just bring a lot of rages and then you're fine as well. That's true and not true at the same point. With taking that much damage out of the base, you're creating a dead zone as well. And you have to combine those 2 aspects. First off, taking damage off your queen, and second of all, creating like better pathing for the later stages. With taking this out, and even with the tornado trap, you guys can see my queen will never go back to the town hall, because the buildings which are connecting the pathing for my queen and the town hall are destroyed because of the zaps. So this is really great to make my queen pathing more predictable, because now she's getting into the top compartment. Now the next question might be, there's a single firmament tower. Well, I have another plan for that. The Yeti blimp is coming in, taking down the single firmament tower, and in addition to that, luring out the clan castle, which makes things even easier for me. Now you guys might think, okay, Itsu, you created pathing our queen, nicely done, but is that still worth it? Well, not only pathing for my queen got created, but pathing for my hybrid as well, because I'm now getting into the town with my hybrid, and this is looking really good. I'm blocking the death damage of the town hall and the first eagle shots with the warden ability, and then using the heal spell, getting into the first scatter. Now you guys might know, Itsu, why do you use a freeze spell and a heal spell together? The freeze was actually meant for the queen, because the queen was fighting at the same time against the enemy hound, and the warden was on my queen, and my queen would have died, or at least like had to use her ability. And this is why I used the freeze early, and I still have another freeze left. I mean, I'm not swagging normally, so I would just use the freeze, even though it was not needed, because you guys can see it already right now. This one is going to be crazy overkill. We could have swagged 1 freeze at least. We could have swagged, I'm always using my hero abilities. We could have swagged queen and royal champ ability, and this one's going to be a crazy overkill. So I just love this strategy. This strategy is so cool. You can be so creative with what exactly are you zapping. There's so many possible things. And it's so much more different than just always zapping the clan castle, which is getting boring at some point. So yeah, just super cool strategy. I like it right now a lot. It's my favorite strategy right now in the game. And well, guys, let's take a look at the next attack, which is going to be... Wait, what? This is not going to be Queen Charge... I think I messed up. Okay, I'm kidding. I know you guys like my acting, but I somehow need to pre-record everything in German, and like, you guys know what I mean. So what this guy is doing, and that I was having a smile on my face when I saw this attack, because he's doing a mass hawk ride attack with the zap, which is actually not looking too bad on my base, but he was doing the zaps, and there was the king and the royal champion next to the clan castle, and he just timed it that both of the heroes are not next to the clan castle. That was actually pretty funny watching the attack, because he could have taken down so much hit points of those 2 heroes. Would have been pretty crazy. I didn't saw that in the beginning, but yeah, would have been pretty crazy. So far the attack is looking interesting. I wouldn't say too good, because, well, like I said, the enemy royal champion and king has like full HP, even though you could have used a couple of things over there. Now the Hawk Riders are coming in. They have a really annoying split for him in the beginning. The Eagle is shooting the big group, which is kind of obvious, but still, quite a couple of Hawk Riders, I think, died over there. Now they're getting back into the heal, and now there are more Hawk Riders coming in from the bottom side. But to be honest, I think I placed my spring traps pretty well against overall like the entry on this side. So he's healing. Let's see if my spring traps are working as I planned. First spring trap, 2 Hawk Riders. Next spring trap, 3 Hawk Riders. So string traps are working. There are already a couple of string traps at the bottom side, which work pretty decent. And now there's a scatter shot in the back end. There's a bomb tower in the back end. So this won't be a triple in the end. And yeah, like I said, I think he could have done a couple of things better. But overall, I'm not sure if the plan would have worked. So yeah, not to blame him, I guess. So good try to Antibonze. Really nice try. There are a couple of more things which are still alive, like the P.E.K.K.A. I don't know. How did his... he deployed the siege barracks at the 7 o'clock side. You can see it on your screen. And the P.E.K.K.A. from the siege barracks ended up where he started his Sui in the beginning. That's crazy. Like, why the heck did the P.E.K.K.A. go over there? Like, what the hell? Okay, I guess he followed the trash buildings. Yeah. Either way, this was the attack from Antibonze from AAA. And the war is right now looking really good for us. As long as we're not messing up super badly, we should have this. So let's take a look at the next war, at the next attack, not the next war. And the next attacker is going to be Xilis. And he's coming on, getting into this base with a golem and no zaps. Like a mass hog as well, but he's not using any zaps. So this is looking interesting. Let's see how exactly he's pulling things off over here. He has super goblins in there as well. That's that's one of my favorite things about the last update, that you're finally able to use any super troop in the game for your for at least friendly challenges. It would have been way cooler if cooldown overall would have been removed, but I guess we have to wait for that. I will keep pushing for that. I told you guys, this is one of the things I'm like, if I want to achieve something, I will keep giving this feedback until Supercell's listening. Maybe it's working, maybe not. I don't know. I just hope they listen at some point, because I think having the cooldown removed from the super troops would be such a big quality of life improvement for so many different categories of players, like farmers, trophy pushers, like so many different type of players. For every single group, it would be a nice change, but well, it is what it is. Now, this Sui isn't looking as good as we expected it to be, because that's something which he told us after the attack. He was completely forgot about his how do you say, the headhunters. That's the word which I was missing. So he completely forgot about his headhunters, and that's pretty unfortunate. Now we start off with the hybrid, with the mass hawk riders, and to be honest, it's still looking possible because he has still tons of heal spells, like different than, for example, like a Zap mass hawk, where you have like only 2 heals. This attack has like ton of heal spells still left. So let's see where and how he's using those. I think he should heal on the right side as well, because the Muta Inferno Tower is just roasting everything. He's trying to like be super greedy for the heal spell, because he's trying to heal in between, or like where the group of troops are grouping up again. And I feel like that kind of costs him, because he has still 2 heal spells left, but no troops, kinda. So, and to be honest, you have to say, like, hats off to the actually amateur base builder team. The spring traps were actually really good. So he lost a lot of troops to the spring traps. Now the warden is dead. Now there are a couple of more skeleton traps coming up and everything. So yeah, this is not looking too good. Yeah, there are the skeleton traps which I was talking about. And yeah, this means this won't be a triple for Xilis. But still, the war is looking really good for us. So this means both sides have 1 attack left each. TripleA is going to attack first, and then Ziggy is going to be our last attacker. So let's see if they can somehow pull this off. Maybe we can go for the 14 stars, and let's see if they can get 11 or if they can get 12 stars, kind of depending if this one is going to be a triple or not. So we have a Zap Dragon. Okay, that's interesting. Like, a Zap Dragon is not that classic, because normally you're not, like, the clan castle isn't that big of a problem for your dragons normally. That's something which is notable. Let's put it like this. So let's see how this will work. There are two elephants on the left side, which means it's kind of likely that he's going to start something over there. Not sure if it's the right decision to start from this side and not from like the bottom side of this compartment, but let's see how this is going. The ice golem is getting melted by the single inferno tower, and the queen is actually staying behind the wall, which means his own king is going through the wall, which isn't the best thing to happen. He won't get the enemy queen, which is good for us, especially when he's going to attack with dragons. He's getting the scatter shot and 2 air defenses though. Okay. Let's see what is next. I think I saw on the right side 2 more air defenses. I think he will go for that as well. Yeah, the Ice Golem and the Royal Champion is coming in. And let's see if he can get both of the 2 air defenses. Should use the Royal Champion ability. Oh no! I think that's a little bit too late, to be honest. And yeah, he should have used the Royal Champion ability way earlier, to be honest. I think, and then he would have got the single Inferno Tower and the air defense. So this is really messed up for him. This is not looking too good. Let's see if we can still get the dragons in. I'm still not 100% sure why he zapped the clan castle as well. Maybe because the Royal Champion would have been in range. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe it's enough. Maybe it's enough. So he's going into the first single Inferno Tower. No sweepers at all anymore in the base. So that's good for him. Single Inferno Tower on the right side is going down. But the air defenses keep staying. That air defense would have been key to go down. I think this would have looked even better. Yeah, now the air defense is melting his dragons over there. I think this would have looked even better with having, like, both of the Sui parts didn't work that great for him. I think on the left side he could have gotten the enemy queen down, or like the defending queen. That would have been huge. And then on the bottom side, Royal Champion ability earlier, and he would get the air defense out of the way. And with this, I think the base would have been wrecked with this attack strategy. So the plan was really good, a little bit lacking on the execution part, but still really great plan. But this won't be a triple. So this means AAA will finish on 11 stars. And now it's coming down to Ziggy. If you finish out on 11 stars, if you finish out on 13 stars or 14, if he's not getting a 1 star. So let's see what he's going to do. And he is going to, let's switch. Hybrid. Surprise! Okay, not really surprise, but still, he's going in with the Queen Charge Hybrid. And this is actually, I think, one of the alternate qualifier bases. So let's see what he's going to do. He's going to charge into the single Inferno Tower, which is looking right now pretty good. I think, yeah, he needs to freeze once. And then I guess the Queen is going to the right Dark Barracks. If the Wizard, going to the right Barracks, yeah, that was what she's doing. Oh, I think he wanted to wall break into the gold storage. But hey, it's a super wall breaker. It's a super wall breaker. Let's go. Now he needs to funnel so his queen is actually going inside, using the rage early. Oh no, the funnel is late. The funnel is late. The queen is MVP. The queen is MVP. Oh my goodness, this queen is, oh, like 900 IQ at least. I would like to have a queen like this as well, please. What the hell? Like, this was perfect. The funnel was pretty late on the 3 o'clock side, but the queen is still going inside. This is key for this attack to succeed. Now the queen is taking care of the lava pups. There are a couple of more things helping, like the minion, etc. I think now she should get the Townhall. Yes, it's looking really good for that. And then she should like keep walking to the top side. Seems like he's trying to solve with his hybrid from the bottom side, which is looking good because then he's taking care of all of the other expos. And he actually has another super wall breaker. So yeah, saying the super wall is working. And super wall break. Nice. Okay, so he has access to the enemy scatter shot as well. That's so crazy. And the siege barracks on the left side as well. So this is looking crazy good so far. As long as he's not messing up any spells. Nice heal spell. That's good. Now the freeze on the enemy queen as well. That's good as well. So far so good. His own queen is at the top side. Now the healers are switching, which is actually good, I think. But he has to use the queen ability now to make sure that everything is staying alive. Queen ability is used. Healers are still on top of the miners. Scattershot is finally going down. This should be a triple, guys. This should be another triple for Tribe Gaming for us. This is looking so good. Such a good plan. So well done. Except the 3 o'clock funnel, but we can forget about that because his queen is like really smart. But still, nicely done on the attack. This is another triple, which means we finish out on 14 stars against the 11 from AAA. So great work for us. This was match day number 6 in the Clan War League, in the ESLM Meisterschaft. And the Clan War League, that is coming tomorrow. I will show you guys how we're looking over there. And well, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed all of the attacks. Hope I will see you guys back tomorrow. And guys, until then, see ya and bye-bye.